welcome to this episode of the FYE podcast. Today, I'm your host, Daniel Duran, and I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Maria Leander
and Alan Morales.
And today, we're going to be discussing, or just kind of having a follow-up on the career fair, I believe.
Yes.
So I wasn't there, but our two lovely co-hosts were. So can you guys give us like a little bit of like about your experience there, like what was going on, etc. Just like your experience.
Ladies first.
Okay, so first of all, we were invited by Dr. Saldivar to do some interviews at the career fair, so we could give out advices to first-year students and anyone who's hearing our lovely podcast. And first of all, we weren't prepared.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's just say that if you see the video, you're gonna notice we were not prepared.
at all.
We just got like thrown into the cage, and you were like, "Good luck."
You were like thinking like, oh, just on a podcast. I know you're doing interviews. Okay. So I mean, I guess just by the words career fair, it's you're going searching for a job, honestly. So you must dress professionally, at least full dress, you know, like Sunday church outfit like that, I guess. Always be prepared. No, I think they give you lists beforehand, or
Yeah, they give you a little list of how many companies and where they are
and the
at.
jobs and like that. So like if that goes with your major, or even if it doesn't, like, you can do research and like that better prepares you. I know for sure there were a lot of people who had their resumes.
Yeah,
So that
they were carrying stacks of their own resume. So every time they will go to a booth, they will talk and then like stuff like that. And at the end they were like, "Here's my resume."
Yeah.
If I can, and if they manage to get the interview, well, they already have it.
And then like notes, like loose paper and pens, like to take notes as well.
So basically, there's just like students of all types walking around trying to, I guess, make connections with the.
Yeah, make connections with the people there, like the different companies, the different careers there is, because there were actual companies from HEV, Geico, tiles, ceramic, anything.
Just like a variety of companies. Oh, that's good.
Even the Border Patrol was there.
Border Patrol.
Nice.
I don't know how you fall on it, but it was interesting because I didn't expect them to actually show up to a career fair. And I wanted to talk to them, but they were already packing. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So
we came in like in a time.
We still had like 2 hours more, but apparently some people were just picking up. But other than that, the people that we managed to interview, other than being awkward, they were really nice on the way they will answer the questions we made. They were very general and broad questions, but I'm pretty sure that if you're looking for a job, you're really gonna have at least a set of questions, more specific, in order to actually, show off yourself in a way. But yeah, they were open to just do any interview or kind of like a job interview, not only like us. English or Spanish, we managed to do some in Spanish and some in English. So if you really wanted to get a job, you could have gotten at least a chance, like, oh, we'll call you next week, oh, this and that. So I think the fair that we went, I'm pretty sure it helps you. I don't know if it automatically gives you a job, but it helps you understand how you can like put yourself out into the workforce and actually like start pushing like, hey, I exist, please hire me.
So like I think what we did different, like our interviews or our questions, what we did was we asked if the major they did like mattered, and like it went with like how they became part of their company. And I guess for students who go and actually like are looking for a job, they're looking more specifically a specific like place, I guess. They have done research before. Us, like, we just wanted to know if the major mattered, like if like him, he's a chemistry major, and like in Geico, like he told us that it didn't matter what major you're at, they would accept you.
Yeah, if you had most of the jobs, they had a specific thing. Like for my major, I will be in a specific place in their company, which is not many.
But they were looking for a variety of types of people.
I mean, they
most
do.
Of them.
Yeah, they do specifically ask, like, they prefer some like business majors, most of them, because they're like finance companies and like that. But overall, they say that they do have spots.
So you interviewed both like the workers, like not workers. I mean, the people offering the jobs and students, or
no, we didn't manage to get a lot of students because one, they were all over the place.
But me personally, I've been to several career fairs, like
Same.
in high school, and like I never came here, but I went to somewhere else. They would come, so like you get the right idea. Like they help you practice. Like you see how it goes. Like okay, for next time when I actually go to a career fair,
helps for the process.
Yeah, I think we didn't really need to interview the students because in a way you are already experiencing it, and or maybe you haven't, but you will when you're there. So what we wanted to do is like help the students get an idea of like what people were expecting from you, and I noticed that most of them, like she said, we had a lot of people that wanted some kind of business major, and they were like, yeah, we would like a business major, but we can manage if you have these majors. Doesn't matter. And
so basically what did you guys take away from that? Like for example, what types of skill sets or what types of things specifically besides like the business major in this specific career expo they apparently were looking for? Like what other things do potential employers look for?
Determination.
Confidence.
Yes. They say that if you're in whatever major that it's not business, if you're determined to learn, they can teach you, and that's what they're looking for. That you want to learn, even though it's not your major.
Yeah, and the other thing I say is confidence, because you need to carry yourself with confidence. Like, hey, I want the job. I don't care if I can match in what you need, but I know I can do it,
and that I can bring it. Like
So you need to be able to show to the employer, that you want to get that job, and you will in a way, because you're confident enough to be like, okay, I know I can work for you, and I know I can do something. Also, like she said, the determination to actually learn, because even if it's in your major, no matter if it's specifically like you match 100%, if you're not determined to actually learn from the company, you're not gonna be there very long.
Okay, that makes sense, because honestly, it all comes down to that, like, or if you're willing to learn and put in the effort.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
And being able to work as a team, because even in a lot of companies we talk to, I don't know if they may say it directly, but it shows that you need to be able to communicate with other people, be able to work with them, and try and resolve things as a team, because two heads is better than one, you know.
Yeah.
So just be, in a way, a team player, I guess.
So I have a question for you. So after hearing us talk about this, how would you personally get prepared for going to a career fair?
For me, going to a career fair, I would not have known what to do for a career fair had it not been for you guys. But I probably would have asked around, like maybe some of my peers who have gone to. So I probably would have asked you guys, like what do I do for a career fair? Like where do I go, or what do I take? And I probably would have done that probably the week of, and been like, okay, what do I do? Let's get everything ready, get prepared. And then probably would have shown up. But I would not have known what types of questions do I ask, or what do I even do when I get there. And so what kind of advice do you guys have to offer? Do you guys have in your experience now that you guys went to go see that for students who are going to go to their first career fair? Like you said, I think you to bring your own questions, I believe.
What I mean by your own questions is what you want to learn from them.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people like us, they ask really broad questions, but if you really want to learn something from a company, you can make as specific as you would like, and they're gonna give you their best answer. Other than the questions, obviously your resume, because if you really want to get a job, here's my resume, here's all my information, my story of what I know and what I have achieved. You just give it to them in a way to show them like, hey, I want to work.
For me, I guess what I would do, I would go like to like a company that, not that it's not like super important, it's just that like a practice run. Like practice with a company like, you know, like you wouldn't mind applying to, but it's not the one you want, you know. But like have a practice setting and like
kind of get like a feel for
of how, like what they're looking for, the type of questions they're gonna ask, and like that. That's what I would do personally.
Yeah, that would work. Like the first run to be like, hi, do all the weird stuff, like the way the first interview went.
Like that was so funny because we went around because like it was like
there were a bunch of
tables, and we were just walking, and then he was like, let's go this way. No, let's look around, let's just see, because there were a lot of people, so we just walked around and we're like, you know what, these people look nice, so we just like went, and I was like, can we do some interviews? He's like, sure. So like it was a little bit awkward because he was like, I don't know where to stand. So he said, I told him to stand in between them.
Yeah, because they didn't even know where they wanted me, so I was like, I would just stand in between.
And then he just stood in the middle and we started recording.
Yeah, but the thing is,
nice.
By doing more interviews, the more you do, the more control you get, so the better your answers are gonna get. So if you, for example, you might want to get a job there, do at least like 3 booths that you know like they fit my major in a way, but they're not completely like that.
And even try something that's not with your major, but you kind of like have
an interest for it. Okay.
Yeah.
And like besides like all the questions or speaking portion of it, what should students know to be prepared for it? I know we mentioned like the attire, the
100%
good communication, and just like having like, are there any other things you should add, like besides resume, that any little things like how to make themselves stand out or look like a good applicant?
Be honest with your answers in a way.
And confidence, like you had said.
So I guess it just ties back into what just kind of shape yourself in a way that what your potential employer would like to see from, I guess, a potential employee.
Also don't put yourself as someone you're not. Like, try to be yourself, but not in a goofy way, I would say.
Be your professional self.
Yeah.
Be a professional, but think of like what you can input to the company, like express yourself in that way.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, because if you try to act like someone you're not at all,
or like that you're gonna be like, I'll do whatever you say, like
they want to see some type of like leadership.
But like that you can follow their rules as well.
The thing is, if you go up to them and they're like, I can do whatever you want, it kind of shows that you're not really sure what you want.
Yeah, not something specific.
So they won't, well, most of the companies won't like that because they're like, well, I know you'll do anything, but
don't be
what can you do for me?
Well. Don't be like, I know I can only do this.
Nah.
I won't want you, because like they might want something more broad. Like, okay, you can do this, but like you can also do this as well. You're like, no, then
open-minded.
Be more open-minded, yeah. So like,
and I know we talked about like types of majors that they could look for variety of majors that weren't even.
They're not related to the company, but they can find a way to put you in.
In terms of like for like your guys' own experience, what type of job would you guys look for in a career fair?
Well, my job doesn't really fit into any of the career fair ones because I'm a chemist, and the one thing I want to do, if I'm able to, is to be a forensic scientist. So, you know, all the fun stuff. But most of the career fair here doesn't have anything close to that. Maybe the police department, but that's the closest. So I'll try to get like medicine things or anywhere that chemistry might be able to be applied. Like, it doesn't need to be the main thing, but if I fit, I'll apply. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure chemistry is used in little things.
Yeah.
For me, there was a specific interview that we did. I did it in Spanish. It was a consultant
Oh yeah, she was fun.
for kids. It's like counseling. Was it for?
We have the little thing. We'll put it up in the video.
Yeah, we'll show it. And like that helps for because I do psychology, but I also want to do rehab. So like there's also for public schools. So like I can apply for like special education.
Oh, that's good.
Teaching and like get a feel of that.
What about you? What kind of company would you kind of apply to?
Well, I want to be a physician. I've mentioned it before, but my major is like I'm a chem major as well, like you, and I'm kind of like the thing that I'm worried about. That's I'm kind of interested in going to a career fair, even if I don't get a job. I still want to like practice having that kind of interviewing
experience.
Yeah, because I feel like that would help me a lot for like applying to med school, and even if you don't get a job at the career fair, at least you learned something from it.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of want like first year students to understand. Like go try it out, go there, and maybe at the end of the interview, if they don't offer you a job or they don't seem interested in you, ask them, hey, what can I do to improve myself? Maybe I feel like that's something you could probably ask them.
Yeah.
Or like, what feedback do you have for me? You know what I mean? Or something like that. I feel like that's what I would love to take away from a career fair.
Some of the people we ask, they will give us some tips. But one of them gave us one specific one. Just be happy.
The Geico guy. Oh my god.
Like it's pretty important that
whatever you do,
just be happy. You don't settle for something you don't like. Like just getting a job is important, but you're gonna be there for a while, so just be happy with what you choose.
Like enjoy your job, enjoy what you're doing. I think that's a good takeaway that some students forget, that you guys need to enjoy what you're doing and pick a job that you would enjoy. Because think about it, you guys are probably going to be there for, if not the rest of your life,
at least
for a
5
very
years.
long time, maybe, or it's going to eat up a chunk of your life, basically. You might as well enjoy it. You might as well have fun.
Yeah, that's what you need to remember. So, in overall, what can you two take away?
What do you mean? From
all the things we talked to, like, if you had to go to a job fair, what is the one thing you'll be preparing for?
For me, the thing that makes me so nervous and I do really badly is interviews.
Ooh,
I cannot do interviews, so I feel like I would want to go to a career fair just so I could have that experience.
Yeah.
Why do you think you cannot do the interview though?
I lack the confidence and sometimes the communication skills.
Yeah.
Same.
I get very nervous, but I think that's something that everybody experiences.
Yeah.
And
I can vouch for that.
and also the question that really throws me off is, so do you have any questions for me?
It was like, ooh.
And it's like, I was expecting to get questions in my.
I'm not being.
Yeah, so I think also another important thing to do for like students, I know for me, since I'm a pre-med student, what they tell me to do is look into the field and do like your own research on like the companies that are there, because for example, for med schools, they say research the medical school, learn about the medical school, because what if they ask you, so what do you like about my school? You can't just be like, the campus, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
They want something specific, that you do want to go there, that you're interested in going. They just want someone like, oh, he totally just Googled me right before he came here. They want someone, I guess, who's interested, that wants to go, that has done their research, who knows about this. This is your life. So I'm guessing that, like, that's kind of probably, I would assume that that's what a career fair kind of is as well. So you're going and you have like the list. Okay, like I can want to see this, and this. I already know about this. When I get there, I'm going to ask very specific questions that apply to not only the career that I'm hoping for, but also for me. And I just feel like it makes you look like a better applicant.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
I guess for me as well, I have never tried it, but I would like to try it. like you can bring your note, like for you to write notes and everything. I would write myself words of confidence, like you got this, you can do this, like just to have it with
So you can
me,
look
so
at
I
it
can
like
look at it like look at notes and like read. Okay, I can do this. I think that can help anyone.
yeah.
Just
'Cause-
before they just write like something that encourages you.
Of course, take notes, but
Obviously.
just having those things does help because you are gonna be nervous. Because some people they look really professional, then they carry
Some
themselves
might act
really.
like very like
They look
forward.
like they're not really friendly, but when you talk to them, they are. So you're
Well,
gonna need all the
yeah,
confidence
like,
you
just be prepared for anything, because you might feel like, oh, this guy's chill. Like
He's
no,
not.
like no. Breaks your confidence.
Confidence is another thing that I lack. I just don't have the confidence, and I know that I'm a capable person. Like I know that I know the material, but when I get down to an interview, I get so nervous that I can't show them like that I'm smart or like that I'm a capable applicant. So it comes like off like, oh, she doesn't know her stuff. Oh, look at her, she sounds so silly. She doesn't even know what she's saying. But it's just I'm just nervous. I know I'm a good applicant, but that's what happens with me because I'm just not.
Yeah, the more with that, I'll recommend you because I do have the same thing, and you're gonna see that. Just do more interviews. The more you do, like maybe start with the lesser important to you, and
To
leave
break
the
the
most
ice.
important to the last. Because the more interviews you do, the more you talk, the more relaxed you're gonna be. Yes, you're still gonna be stressed in a way, but it helps.
And I think it has a lot to do with mindset too. Just putting yourself in the mindset.
Stay in a positive mindset.
Yeah, and just say I could do this.
Even if you had a horrible interview, try to stay positive.
Yeah, you would be like, okay, I know what I did wrong. Even if you feel like you did nothing wrong, you can be okay, what
Just
can
be
I
like,
improve myself?
You learn from your
Your
mistakes.
mistakes.
Yeah. And honestly, I've had my share of really bad interviews. Like I've had one really bad interview. It hurt my self-esteem so much because I got like a letter grade back from like feedback. It was kind of like a mock interview, but still a very important interview. And my soul was crushed. I was like, oh my goodness, I promise I'm so much more capable than this. But I haven't had like interviews like
Actual big interviews.
like for business, like for
A
like
company.
yeah, for a company, like a job. But I've only had 2 interviews in my entire life. The first one was awesome. Like I did not awesome. There's always room for improvement, of course. But it was way better than the second one. And you would think you should do better in the second one. But that I finally did all the mistakes, like all the mistakes you could think of in the second interview. And I'm like, okay, I had to make a mistake eventually. At least it was like here and not later.
Well, at least now you know what to fix in a way.
Yeah, and I feel like what you guys said right now, like just don't let the negativity ruin your next interviews after that one, because there will always be bad interviews. But
Or interviewees, like the person interviewing you.
Yeah, but it's just like one of those things that you kind of have to like brush it off, go on to the next one, and be confident, and I guess sound eloquent and interested into like the field as well.
Yeah.
And just don't use like words you would never use.
Yeah, don't try to sound too high there, too up there. Just use the words you normally use, but not with your friends. Like have a good vocabulary, but not that big of a vocabulary.
Know when to use which language.
Yeah, I think that's also very important. But since you guys have been in interviews, I believe I know you have because you have a job.
I had a job.
You had a job, so you have to have had interviewed somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Based on your experience, how would that apply to like the career fair students going to a career fair?
I mean, I guess it's kind of the same. They ask you for like okay, why do you want to work here? You know, like what's your interest? What do you want to get out of it? And like I just told them like, okay, like I want to be able to, I don't know, be more open. I want to learn more communication skills because like I work at Fantasyland, so like that's a lot of communication. I was gonna be a hostess, So like I would, I set up the tables, everything. I would get like the paper. I would be like introduce myself to the party guests. Let them know when like the food is coming, when the cake, when like everything.
Mhm.
So like I told them like I wanted to learn more of that and that I was willing to do it.
Mhm.
And then they trusted me with like the snack bar and then even the front.
Mhm.
So like, yes, the front. And so just be honest, just like
Be yourself.
Yeah.
But
Don't lie.
professional.
don't lie.
Like,
Yeah.
boast about yourself, but not to the point that you cannot prove it.
Highlight your good traits. Make sure they know that.
Like that was a good practice, like a good interview practice, because like now, like from future jobs, because for me, like I want to do counseling. I want to work with kids, and that means a lot of communication skills. So like I need to be
Mhm.
good at that to learn about that.
And also, I wanted to ask, like, what kinds of questions do these people ask? What types of questions? You could give me specifics, you could give me generals, but I know, like, for example, for me, they ask me, why do you want to do this? I know they probably ask you why you want to do that. And like I mentioned before, the question, what do you have for us now? Like, what do you want to ask us?
Most of the questions is not about the actual job place.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you.
It's mainly you.
Mhm.
You
Like,
want to know who you are, what you do, what you can bring to their company.
and why you want to be there in a way.
Yeah.
Because my interview was mainly like, so why do you want to be here? I was like, I just want to learn. Like, literally, that was my answer. I told him I just want to learn how this works. They're like, why? Like, they just asked me why. I was like, wait, what? Aren't these questions supposed to be more high level in a way? But they're people. They just want to know you.
I think they just want to see what kind of answer you'd answer with. You know
Yeah,
I
and
mean?
what kind of person you are in a way. Because they will ask you, like she said, why do you want to work here? What can you, like, provide to me that other people can't? And why should I choose you over other people?
Mhm.
In a way, it's like finding if you fit for them and how you can benefit.
And like it can help you with connections. So like even if you don't get the job or something, or you do, it can help. It benefits you for later.
Mhm.
Because like, what if they know and like they can connect you with it?
And even if they don't hire you, they might know someone that
Yeah.
can hire
So they
you.
can recommend you to someone.
Yeah, so
Mhm. So always bring your
resume
Yeah.
and your best, you know.
You never know. Maybe they tell you you're too overqualified for my company, but maybe you can try this one. Like it can happen. You never know.
You never know, or like we see you fit better over here, but you might end up with a job.
That's better and the one you didn't expect. So.
You never know.
And also another question that you would think is an easy question, but I know, like, for example, me is tell me about yourself. Who are you? Like, who is, for example, for me, Danielle Duran. Why should we have you? Or like, tell me about yourself. Those are it's kind of like the same question but rephrased differently. Like, who is this person? Who are
that
you?
throws you off. That throws me off. I'm like, why?
And I'm thinking what they don't want is someone, well, I just go here, blah, 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 blah. I guess they want like a little more to kind of, not where you show off, but I guess where you give it to them. Like, this is me. You know what I mean? Hire me or take me.
Yeah, I mean.
Or how, like, what's a good answer to that question is what I'm wondering.
I mean, I guess you could say like, I'm someone who has a bright idea this area, but I'm willing. I am not willing, but I'm like I am open to learn more. I work well with a team, but I can do the same or even better
alone.
Individually.
Yeah, so
if make it from two sides, like that you put yourself
and then
like that you can also work with other people, or like
how would you answer that question? Like, if your dream job was right here.
Okay.
If I were right here and I said, tell me about yourself.
Okay.
Oops.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Like right now, if you personally had to answer this question,
I would probably say something like, I am someone who is willing and openly available and prepared, who like also wants to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to do is I want to help people. I want to help kids with any problems they may have, or get them to understand themselves better. It's like I want to work with rehab. So like overall, I want to help. There's not really a specific reason why I want to do it. It's just it's in my nature. I like helping people. I can provide my help, and so hire me.
Hire. There, you're hired.
The reason why I asked that is because
No,
it's
hard.
so important to know about
yes,
yourself
it is.
and
Yeah.
like what makes you, because you know why you're like a good applicant. You know why you're a good person. You know why you're doing this. But what I feel like,
I guess also what you can do, like, because I was just on the spot, but like if I do like think and like
Just
write it
getting
down
the spot.
everything, I can write down my qualities. So like I'm bilingual, so I can say like I can be able to help kids who speak English and Spanish and maybe even Italian ones.
Actually,
Italian
being
ones.
bilingual does help
Being
you a
bilingual
lot.
helps a lot. You can say that, for example, I like art as well. I can help through art as well. You know, so like you just look at your qualities that you have
yes.
and implement them. Like write it down, like what you want to say, and memorize it.
Well, don't just memorize it.
Well,
Like,
yeah, like
put it in
no,
a conversation.
Put it in a yeah, like write it like how you would say it, and then just repeat it and repeat it.
Yeah, so I guess what to take away from all this, like no matter if you go to like a career fair here or to a job interview or
An actual interview, yeah.
anywhere, or even just like for the experience of an internship, it doesn't have to be a job. But like in that setting where you're gonna be interviewed or where you have to display your good qualities, you have to show them that you are a good applicant, whether like what I said, whether it's the job or not, or for me, med school. It's so important to make sure that your good traits come out, to make sure that everything that you've learned, that you've prepared for, is finally coming out. Like, this is the moment of truth.
Yeah.
And be confident, what you guys said, be prepared, put your best self forward, bring your resume. That goes in with being prepared.
Yeah.
But you want them to know that
You're determined.
and you've been prepping for this your entire life.
And that you can beat anyone else that applies, and that they don't matter, you only matter.
I don't like to think about it as like you're beating someone. I think it's like more like I fit perfectly for you. I was like, for where, or not for you,
But you also have to put yourself over the other people.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
see.
so.
This is how I see it. Because right now, we're determined by our grades, right?
Yeah.
We transfer with like our GPA and everything.
Yeah, let's not
We
talk
have to
about
keep
that.
in mind, not specifically that, right? We have to keep in mind that when we go out, there's nothing of that. Like what they see is your resume, your skills, like who you are. Like they don't see that through your grades. I mean, yeah, they can learn. Oh, like this person had good grades. Okay, but like, who are they? You know, can they really do this? Like,
yeah, the interview process is a time for you to finally let them see you as a person come out. And so I think that's the biggest takeaway from the career fair. Like, this is put your best self forward. It's basically the best generalization here. So are there any last thoughts from you two, since you guys were the interviewers?
Well, any last thoughts? Just enjoy it. Be happy and enjoy the experience, because that's what you need to do.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for going on that little interviewing spree. And this concludes this episode of the FYE podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.